We think this is extra special, so we have two of us here today.
All right, let's get started. Thank everybody for being here today. We got a big announcement. I'm Mike Kilbreth, the president of the Flint Area Chamber of Commerce, Sean Connie from the city of Flint, and I'm going to let Sean say a few words first about this event. Before he does, the economic impact is something from the chamber's perspective that filling hotels, eating at our restaurants, spending money in our shops is something that's fantastic. But beyond that, I think the community pride factor of what Roger Fouch and the Strike Zone have done here to make this happen. And Steve Fakulak, the coach, who I think Roger's going to introduce and say a few words about him. But I'll turn it over to Sean Crowdy and from the city of Flint's perspective.
Yes, I'm Sean Crowley, the Director of Community Recreation for the City of Flint, and we're just happy for everybody who's involved in putting this event together. We get to showcase our city, let people know we're more than just a water crisis that we're getting over. We're now pretty much, we're doing better with that. Our city is going to be just very happy to have all the visitors, our wonderful players who play hard, and we're excited. It's going to be 4 days of fun. We can showcase our city the right way. So thank you, everybody, for coming out to this event, and then we'll be seeing you soon at the ball fields. Play ball.
I want to introduce Judge Duncan Beagle. I think everyone will agree around the sports community, he's like the head cheerleader for athletes in our community. And what are we going to do when Duncan gets too old to be our head cheerleader? So I'll turn it over to Duncan. He's going to introduce Roger and say a few words about him.
Thank you, Mike. When I became a judge, people said, well, you've now taken the bench. I said, that's not a problem. That's where I spent the last 10 years of my athletic career, on the bench. But in all seriousness, it's a pleasure to be here. I think I was about the age of these young folks out here when I first met Roger Fouch. We played baseball against each other when we were growing up. Didn't know each other that well, but over the years, because of our interest in baseball, especially youth baseball, we've become really good friends. I don't have to tell the young man in front of me what he means, because his name is all over your shirt. But this tournament is in Flint, Michigan because of Roger Fouch. You talk to anybody throughout the state of Michigan, talk Southeast Michigan, you mention baseball in the greater Flint area, it's Roger Fouch. He's established those contacts over the years from his managing and being a businessman. He and a close friend in a committee raised $10,000 a year for youth baseball, for travel expenses, and he spends a lot of money out of his own pocket. So despite the decline of baseball a little bit, Roger, almost all by himself, along with many other people here today, has kept youth baseball alive. And if the day ever comes when he passes away, his tombstone will say, Roger Fouch, Mr. Baseball in the greater Flint area. So Roger, I think I speak for everybody. Thank you so much for everything you've done, and I think you are the primary reason this tournament has come to Flint, Michigan. Thank you.
Duncan said he sat the bench, but I got to mention he was quite a college baseball player. He once threw a no-hitter in college baseball, so Duncan was a heck of an athlete. And Roger, Duncan, I know judges don't get things wrong, but his eyesight's bad. It says Flint on the front, even though Roger paid for all these jerseys that you guys are wearing. But I think that's a testament to Roger as well. But Roger, come on up.
Thanks for everyone coming out. When Drew Johnson, commissioner and stuff, they call me. I talked to Drew about hosting this tournament. The undertaking it'd be for the community, it'd be huge. But I thought, what a better way to bring people together in this community than have a baseball tournament in our field, first one ever. And as we got the tournament organized, I thought about January. I says, wouldn't it be great to have a team representative of our county, young men and stuff. And the first thing I had to do was find a coach. And Coach Fakulak, who's going to coach his teams at Carmen Ainsworth, I grew to respect him for his work ethic and his love of the game by coming here in the strike zone. So Dave Dorman, who runs the strike zone, had good contacts with Coach Fakulak, called him up. We met, and this is how this got started. I'm out of it from that point on. What he did, he contacted all the area coaches and asked them for their best players, told them our idea, And that's how this team was formulated. Do we get everyone we wanted? No, but this is a great start for this community. I didn't want it to be about me, I wanted it to be about our community, and that's why we put Flint on the front. I get a little choked up sometimes when I think about the teams up here. So that's our part. These are very representative young men, and I hope you're the best. It's a tough tournament, it's very competitive, but you'll see what it's all about when you play these other teams. Hopefully you get some exposure. Also, I want to build on the future for years to come and try to get everybody on one team. It's very difficult because kids are scattered, everybody's playing travel ball, and they have top priorities and so on and so forth. But I think this team here, I've heard nothing but good things about their character, and that's important. So, thank you. I think this Coach
First of all, I just want to say the reason I'm here is very simple. It's because of Roger and Dave. What they've done for my program for baseball in the Genesee County area in Flint. I never was blessed to have Roger as a coach. I played with Halo for a bit, and then actually with some of his teams, when he wasn't coaching. And Larry, coaches like Larry Gall, they all just are a conglomerate of some of the best people we've ever seen in baseball here. I want to say this about these players: the sacrifices they're making. Every one of these players is part of another travel team. And when we told them what we wanted to do, the idea behind it, about the idea of representing your area, where you're from, these guys stepped forward and said, I'll do that. Kind of like warriors in the night, just stepped forward, said, I'm there. And that was really great. I think the thing that people don't understand is I keep hearing this line of crap, and it's not gospel. I believe Roger 100% because I've seen it. This idea that there isn't, Flint baseball isn't what it used to be, the Jim Abbotts, the Leaches, and so on. That's not true. If you look at, in the area, we have we've got 4 or 5 good starting pitchers on this team that were some of the best in the area. We have 4 or 5 that didn't join us because they were obligated with other teams. The biggest problem, unfortunately, and you're not going to get me started on travel ball, but the separation of that community, the kids playing together. If you guys know Steve Jaska, coached at Central Michigan, also Saginaw Valley, he spoke on that, how travel ball is somewhat ruining baseball. These kids came together because they saw what the community needed from them, and they stepped forward and said, I'll do it. It's not about me. I don't want any credit about this. I'm going to tell you right now, most of these kids are coming with all the talent before they ever saw me, and they're impressive. All yes sir, no sir kids, any college would be lucky to have any one of them part of their program. So I'm hoping that some will get noticed and some will get the due share that they deserve. I do want to give a special thanks to some of the volunteers that have given some their time. Coach Charles Leclerc is also from Lake Orion area. He's been a big help for me. I couldn't do this alone. I couldn't go out there and coach these wonderful kids by myself. There's too much talent, and I appreciate him coming in and giving some of his wise advice as well. We got a couple others, some names you're probably familiar with: Jamie Cochran, minor league pitcher for the Cardinals, Jeff Hamilton, Brendan Reed, I believe offered, is also going to be working with some of our kids. Dave, what's Colt's last name, the catcher? Cole Martin. Cole Martin, catcher out of University of Michigan. A lot of baseball involved here. A lot of baseball. And again, what we did is we asked coaches, give us your top 2 or 3 players. And I'll be doggone if we have probably 15 shortstops and 15 first basemen on this team. But they're going to play wherever they can help us the most. And it should be a real interesting thing. I'm going to tell you right now, we'll give every team that comes to Flint a run for their money. That's for sure. You won't see us come short. I would like to ask just a couple players to speak because I think it's important to hear their voice. Logan, why don't you come on up real quick? This is Logan Welch. Logan's from Fenton High School. Go ahead, Logan.
Hi, yeah, I'm from Fenton. It's been really cool playing on this team just for the short time that we've been together. We've got a really good group of kids, and it's really a big deal to wear Flint across your chest. I know my grandpa went to Flint Northern, and there's a lot of history going on around there, and playing in the Atwood games for football, there's all the history in there, and it's just awesome that we're going to be able to play in these great fields and with all this different talent that we have around here. And it's just nice, we got the Linden kids over there, and it's kind of cool to be playing with our rivals and all the different kids that were around. And it's so amazing just to be here and be playing for this city and this area. And it's really special.
Good job. From Goodrich is Colby Phipps.
Hi, I'm a senior. I just graduated from Goodrich, and I'm just really excited to be here. Like, it's a great opportunity to play for, like he said, Flint, and playing with these kids, like growing up, I've played against probably every single one of them and known them all. So just to be able to play with them and see their talent, it's kind of humbling because they're just as good as everyone in Flint. So I want to thank Roger Fouch for this opportunity and the coaches of Fouch. And we're really going to try and bring championship back to Flint, and we'll be ready to play anyone that comes.
Before I end it, pass it on to the next mantle, if you can pan to our players here off of me. What I want you to see them doing is take a good look at all of the hats and all the programs that are represented here from every school. They represent their school with pride. They are the only one or the only 2 or 3 kids that are representing their school here. And as a team, they're now taking part in a new team. Some of them will be playing for colleges next year. But right now they're going to be together as a family. So guys, would you do me a favor? Let's change hats and let's put on our new team hats.
That for Flint.
And this is your Flint team, ladies and gentlemen.
Just as a closing note, I see Karen Miller, the Flint Township Supervisor out here. I think a few years ago when Roger opened this place, the township honored him with a key to the township, and I know it's nice to have township officials and elected leaders here when she wasn't even on the podium for the camera, so she's here because she cares. Drew Johnson, our commissioner, you mentioned some of the teams coming. There's teams coming to this from all over the USA, Canada, and Puerto Rico. So you got some of the kids over here that are future big league ball players that play in New Mexico and Farmington. And Drew has some information about volunteers, tickets,
everything. We'll have a good question and answer session with me. First of all, congratulations to the players and the coaches. As you don your new caps, wear it with pride. It's exciting to see that you're eager to take on this competition. I mean, as these rosters are coming in from these national teams, we're seeing there's the Blue Jays and the Dodgers have draft picks, and the Florida Legends are all Division I guys going to Texas and Florida A&M and things like that. I mean, you are going to take on a task, and we are excited to watch you. To see that 95 to 98 mile an hour fastball, and you guys are eager to hit it, and you're going to go up there and be successful. We're excited. That's what we're all doing this for. That's what Roger and Judge Beagle and Sean and Steve and all the coaches and everybody here. We want to see our Flint kids go whip some butt from some of these national teams. So we're excited about that. And good luck to you. We're going to be there rooting you on. Everybody's going to be there. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who's here, the township supervisor, Roger, everybody who I just mentioned. None of this happens without these people. It's amazing when we took this task on how we all came together. And I brought out our 2 maintenance guys at the parks because I wanted them to see what they work 12 to 13 hours every single day for the last month. They're getting ready to bust my chops over there over it, but I say, hey, just get to the tournament. And as they got there, as they started cleaning up the parks, and as they started doing these things, people started coming into the parks and saying, man, they're just reviving all these memories. Broome Park hasn't been this nice in years, and people are coming in. And now, as I picked them up and pulled out of Broome Park, we saw a gentleman mowing Broome Park. They're taking their pride from themselves and instilling it upon the city. And that's what this is all about in the overall picture. What everybody's done here is brought the city of Flint together, the Flint community, and we're ready to go put ourselves on the national scene, and we're going to be successful with it. And that's a congratulations to everybody involved. So thank you. I will at this time take on any questions about tournament specifics. If you guys want to ask them, or if you just want me to go ahead and shoot out some information. Tickets are going to be, we're going to do $10 a day ticket passes. It's pretty universal in the tournament world. $10 per day ticket passes. We have an event pass that you're going to purchase for $20 if you plan on going all 4 or potentially 5 days. You know, most people will get that $20 event pass that'll cover you for the entire week and into the weekend there. But ticket prices are around the same of most tournaments around like that. Volunteers, we have our board, the Greater Flint Area Baseball and Softball Association. The board is volunteering. We've had so many people reach out to talk about, you know, hey, what do you need to help? What do we have to do? My wife is always a person who steps up. Joe Beckwith does fantastic. Everybody who's a part of our association is really volunteering their time to put this on. And it's really, we can't do this without the volunteer help and everybody coming together. The teams we have in the tournament, we all know we have 2 local teams, Flint, and then we have a team, you know, that's semi-local, and then we have a team, the Michigan Bulls, we have Saginaw Means, and we have College Connect that's out of southern Michigan there. And the national teams, we have Ontario, we have Puerto Rico, so the Ontario Blue Jays are coming in. As they submitted their roster and picture to me yesterday, you know, it was impressive. It's just as impressive as these guys' accolades, but when you put it on a list, just like these guys will have, you know, hey, they had 25 guys on their roster, 24, and every one of them had, you know, a college where they were committed to if they were a senior and graduating. They had 3 draft picks, you know, New York farm system. You know, that's unique for me. That's, you know, I haven't been involved in baseball as long as some of these guys have. And you look upon these walls and you see everything, what this history of in the tradition of Flint baseball is. And it's humbling to be a part of that. And to see that picture of bringing this talent into the city to compete with our young men here, it's an experience that I truly enjoy and look forward to. Some of the other teams we have the Florida Legends. There was a team out of Oklahoma who just happened to drop the other day, but we had contact from Dallas. There were some rules that were put in place late on by the AABC that kind of made these guys look a different route for some different reasons, but it was truly a national tournament, and we're going to do a very good job putting it on. Thanks to the Flint Area Chamber of Commerce, thanks to the Flint and Genesee Chamber of Commerce, Mona Murphy, who's done a fantastic job organizing the hotels, and the Chamber of Commerce is working together and doing everything that we need to do there. So, anything else?
Game times.
Game times, we'll post a schedule. We're actually going to be able to follow the schedule live through a baseball exposure app that you can download or go to their website. The schedules, we have a generic format where everybody's going to play 2 games and pool play on Wednesday. So one of the 3 parks, everybody's going to play 2 games on that Wednesday. From that point, we're going to be broken into a double elimination 9-team bracket that we're going to play over the course of Thursday through potentially Sunday. And playing up to 2 games a day, that bracket will really, you know, you can go up and down and here or there based on the AABC bracket that we're going to use. But game times are going to be middle of the day, you know, for that Wednesday, and then it's going to start around 9-10 o'clock and go through evening the rest of those days. Saturday and Sunday will be more morning to early afternoon as we wind down to the championship games. We'll find out the team-specific schedules on Friday evening. We're going to have a pool, a meeting to draw the pools. Tom Miller, who runs our Greater Flint Baseball League travel teams out here, who does a tremendous job at all of that, he is going to direct the meeting. We're going to draw the pools out, and everybody's going to be placed on random draw, so we don't have any issues with seating or anything anybody can argue about later on as the tournament goes on. Anything else? Any other questions? Well, with that, I'll turn it back over to Mike. I want to thank Dave Dorman, who he likes to stay behind the scenes, but Dave does an amazing job, and he needs to be out in front every once in a while because Dave is the guy behind the scenes that does everything. So thank you to everybody. Turn it back over to Mike.
Thank everybody for coming. We have, for the media, we'll get a media packet emailed to you as soon as everybody puts the finishing touches to it, make sure there's no mistakes in it. So, with that, I want to thank you for coming, and any questions, some of these guys will stick around and you can get some one-on-ones with them if you want.
Now, the players will be around for about 20 more minutes if you want any quotes or anything.